Welcome everyone, it's time for more Starfield, where last time I did a bit of mopping up. I had a bunch of missions, I had a bunch of activities and stuff like that I could finish off, so I did. Doesn't mean that I don't have more left, I actually have quite a number of them. Like if we go into activities, I have a fair bit of them, and these are the ones that I've picked up. There are others, by the way. This is something I can probably talk about at some point, but like, for example, if we look at this particular planet, we have an industrial outpost here. I could probably go there and probably even get a mission or something. It's not impossible. We also have a science outpost. So again, basically every single body has something. Not this one, though. This one doesn't. This one, yep. Abandoned mine, could go there, check that out. Okay, maybe not all of them has that, but you know what, that's besides the point. The point is there are a lot of them. And I haven't really done any of that, and I'm not planning to, at least not in this playthrough. So there we go. Now, we are swiftly moving towards, I believe, the end of the game, and indeed the end of the series. And what I wanted to do before that is finish off the UC storyline, the one with the Terrormorphs. But as you know from before, when I finished the previous part, so to speak, the next part didn't actually pop up for me. And if that happens, well, you're screwed. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it unless you fiddle around with the console, which is exactly what I've done. I have fiddled with the console. And fiddling with the console basically puts you in a separate save file, which is not exactly what I want, because it could mean, I don't know if it does, but it could mean that I now cannot get achievements, which I kind of do want. I mean, I don't care too much about achievements, but bloody hell, I want them if I can have them, if you know what I mean. So right now, I'm not 100% sure if this particular path is the one that I'm going to be finishing the game off. It very much depends on what happens when we're done with the UC storyline. I don't know exactly how much is left, no idea, but it feels like we are pretty damn close. We know that the heat leeches are the Terrormorphs. We know that we have the plant, the Lazarus plant, that can sort of boost the process. And if you don't have access to the Lazarus plant, it just takes a while. Exactly how long, we don't know. But yeah, we kind of know all about that. So now we are questioning the attack on New Atlantis that happened before, and whether or not Vivictus might have something to do with it. Either Vivictus was directly responsible for it, or he might know who might be. Because he is, after all, in jail, a very secure jail, so even though he might have been able to orchestrate it, it would have been pretty damn difficult. So yeah, let's head into the secure place down below Mast and have a bit of a chat with him. Alright, we are here, and on this occasion I can speak to him about something. I was here before, but he didn't really want to talk to anything, or talk about anything with me, and I apparently did not want to talk to him about anything. I'm also very curious about this thing. Highly likely that we're gonna deposit something at some point here, right? We can also open the door completely. Also, by the way, your place is humongous. Like, literally humongous. You have like a proper desk area. That's presumably where you sleep, maybe? No, that's like... You have a bar in this place. Why would you need a bar? You're alone, bloody hell. And this is presumably the bed stuff. Yes, indeed. But yeah, he has a big place. Anyway, Vivictus, hello.
Wow, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
Oh, I did, and more. So as a am I a diplomat? Hold on. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to just cancel out there. Diplomat. Did I become a diplomat because I did some diplomatic stuff? So I'm not a diplomat, am I? Hold on. I'm not a diplomat. Why do I get that option? That's weird. Anyway, let's get back into the conversation. Hello.
Oh,
Yes. Well, I can, as a diplomat, apparently say, no games, tell me why you committed it. No, don't do that. We don't know if he did. Holy hell. So don't play dumb. You know you were behind. We don't know that. Okay. Yes. How about you tell me what happened in Londinium when you were there?
I haven't been to Londinian in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you were looking for?
So basically we just go back to the same thing. Alright, but again, we don't know that he did it. I'm pretty damn sure we don't know that he did it. I think that we only vaguely assume that he might. We found a lot more, or rather, we did find what we were looking for, and actually quite a lot more.
Good news, then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terrormorphs, no?
Okay, so we found a recording of you discussing the use of Terrormorphs as a weapon. I mean, that's true, obviously. I mean, that's why it's even a thing. I know you're involved in attacking Tau City and New Atlantis. We don't. You murdered UC citizen. You're going to pay for it. Now confess. No, stop it. We heard you talking about using Terrormorphs as a weapon.
Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
Now, okay. And also, as an am I an empath, really? But, again, we haven't even discussed the attacks. Why did you bring that up? So I can hear it in your voice. Francois, fear. You're afraid because you know you've been discovered. No more lies. Sorry, I'm telling Cabinet what we learned. Consider this your chance to come clean. No plans to tell anyone. You just want to know the truth. So you really don't know anything about the attacks. Is that what you're claiming? Yeah, let's go with that.
Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we?
I mean, I don't care if anyone jumps to a conclusion about you. I mean, that's just him wanting to protect his own hide. And also, very much, or rather, you did not sound confident there. Or rather, well, you did sound confident, but you didn't sound convincing, is what I meant to say. Convincing about the fact that you would not be able to do it. You absolutely could. You could have contacts. You've been here for quite some time, and you could have built up a sort of network of people that you're dealing with. No problem whatsoever. So, okay. Do I want to tell people, though? I mean, I don't care about you. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the empath here. So I can hear your voice, you're afraid because you know you've been discovered.
You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terrormorph attacks on Tau City. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
That is a bit interesting that he came around real quick on that one. So, okay, associate, that's the first. Who the hell have you been working with?
All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble?
That is a good question, which I do not know the answer to, or haven't even considered, I think. So no better way to show the UC what a deadly weapon they have in the Lazarus plant than to use it. I mean, yes, but you don't have to kill people in New Atlantis to do that. To work on something that long seems personal. That is a good answer, I think, because you're a madman and a murderer. No, that's wow. It's obvious you're angry about what the UC did to you. This is petty revenge, nothing more. Well, as it is coming up as a specific answer, that might be it. But yeah, okay, right. This is really just a long way of answering this to work.
You have my undivided attention.
Yes. It being personal. this answer or dialogue choice is basically that, but just a little bit more elaborate. So let's go with that.
Oh, my revenge was far from petty, Captain. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terrormorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
And I mean, that's good. That was the correct choice, I think. I mean, yes, bombing Londinian when people were still there, kind of bad. But so far, not a problem. But Tau City and New Atlantis, what the hell was up with that? Basically. If you don't want it to fall into the wrong hands, why would you attack the home that you presumably would be protecting from those other hands? Okay, information should have been handed over, security to keep it from ever being used. You said it took you years to use the plant outside Londinian, you killed them for nothing. Please, no secret is so dangerous that can justify condemning so many lives. Where am I on this? I'm not 100% sure where I am on this.
Captain.
I'm thinking, okay? Chill out. So, no secret is so dangerous that you can justify condemning. That's, I mean, that's the pragmatarian approach, I suppose. Information should have been handed over, security to keep it from ever being used. I think that is the correct one. Oh, here we go. There's another one. You didn't even trust your own people in the UC. Yeah, that's a good question. Why were you attacking the UC if you want the UC to be the only ones to have this?
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of Terrormorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death? It was the only option that made sense at the time.
Uh-huh. Sure. Okay, maybe it's better that fewer people know. I mean, yes, to some extent. But securing it to keep it from ever being used, I think that is the correct way to go.
It's easy to judge now. In that moment, I wasn't about to add another dangerous variable to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
Well, isn't that something? So you murder UC citizens because it's a slight against your honor, you're sick. Yeah, I kind of want to go with that one immediately and not even read the other ones. So I'm just your cleanup crew, you must think you're very clever, or lace, what? Why does that name sound familiar, bloody hell? I've murdered so many people that one more name is really nothing to me. How could you have coordinated all this from in here? And what the hell did you care to use once as an advisor? Also true. Why would you want that?
Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure.
I mean, as you now have told me everything, I mean, you basically put your life in my hands, haven't you? So, okay, but yeah, how did you coordinate this from inside this little box here?
It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking. They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands. All without the UC realizing whom they were actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, ultimately effective.
I still don't exactly understand how that happened, because you had to get slates out somehow from this room. I'm not 100% sure how that works. So, okay. Yeah. You think you're very clever, don't you?
Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. Maybe more. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
I mean, I have my own planet and my own home, so it's not like I need a place to stay in New Atlantis, but sure. So they'd be honoring me for cleaning up your messes. If you're waiting for me to say thank you, we're going to be here for a while. I suppose there have been some benefits to all this. Lovely. What kind of honors are we talking here? And also, how the hell did you know? Who told you?
Something befitting the dedication to the colonies you two have shown. While, of course, they can't give you a command, responsibility like that has to be earned. The Cabinet does have access to considerable resources. I expect you'll be quite pleased with the result. And none of it would have happened without my intervention.
Still, though, you killed a lot of people for us to get there, so I'm not really gonna say thank you, just so you know.
I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the Terrormorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
Oh, I think you have misjudged me completely. Thank you for saying all of that. Now I can just tell the Cabinet that you were behind it all. Lovely. And also, again, if you really want to protect the UC, really want to protect the millions of people that you're talking about, you didn't have to kill people to do that. You just told us. So that's weird. So, okay. What kind of work, huh?
Hunting down criminals and other threats to the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this is all over. You would help me, like you did with Orlays. Track them down and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though, if the Cabinet learns I'm the one responsible for the attacks.
Oh, so you would just be another quest giver for random missions to do bounty work. I think I'm okay with that. So you think I'm just gonna forget the fact that you kill people to accomplish your good works? Uh-huh, that's a good one.
And how many have you killed to get where you are now? There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. Whether it's winning a war or digging a tram tunnel. so we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly protect millions. That seems like a fair exchange to me. I only hope you'll see the same, and leave my name out of the discussions to come.
I mean, you literally killed people. It doesn't matter how many. It could have been one person who died. It's still not a good thing, morally. You have to understand that. So I hope you enjoyed this talk, because once I tell the cabinet, it'll probably be your last. You know, I'm not sure what I'm going to tell. I might keep you on a string, though. I'll keep you a bit on a string, because that just seems fun. And it might even torture you a little bit.
Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain. We've done something great here. Let's not squander the opportunity to do more.
Well, we shall see about that. Alright then, Hadrian and Percival, apparently we need to go talk to you. Are you gonna be on Mars? Do I have to go all... No, you apparently are not on Mars anymore. Lovely, because you were before. So let's go and find them, have a bit of a chat with them, see what they make of all of this, because I'm obviously gonna tell that he was in on it, obviously. There's absolutely nothing I need from you anymore. So, there you go. Yes, let's go find Hadrian and Percival, see what they make out of all of this. And we're going up to the cabinet and interstellar affairs. They're just chilling out in a conference room. What's up?
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Aceles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terrormorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant?
Oh, he told me a lot of things. I can't lie and said it was Orlace and he perpetrated attacks. Still gathering intel. No, I don't need to do that. Vivictus has confessed. He organized attacks from his cell.
I knew it. The second I heard that recording, I knew. Why? Did he say why he did it?
He did. Made plenty of grand claims, but deep down he wanted revenge, yes. He said he was trying to fix the damage done to the Sanan name, make you and him into heroes. And also me. Not worth recounting. Again, these are... Okay, they're not the same, obviously, because we're not mentioning the revenge bit. Well, actually, we are. Trying to fix the damage done to the Sanan name, that is basically revenge to some degree, because of what we're talking about. We're talking about the attacks. The attacks were a way to fix the damage, so obviously that's revenge. So yes, let's go with that, because he did want to make you a hero after all.
It takes some deeply twisted logic to think anything did more harm to the Sanan name than him. Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't be able to do anything like this ever again.
That is indeed true. So he deserves punishment, or he has to leave out his involvement in attacks, says to consider the lives he's helped save. You know what, I'm gonna say that and see what she says about that.
I'm sure he did. But he killed dozens of people, and I'm not about to let him get away with something like that. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Nothing left to do but head in and see what the cabinet thinks of it all. Unless there was more to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terrormorphs.
Well, do we? So okay, we can ask about a bunch of things. What do you think the cabinet will do when they learn about Vivictus' involvement in the attacks?
It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But killing UC citizens, along with everything else he's done, is unforgivable. But if you're really that concerned, you could request they be lenient. They might be willing to spare him.
I mean, even if they don't, I don't care so much. So okay, any risks then about the Aceles? They're big old bastards. I mean, are human lives in risk here?
Aceles aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. If someone decides to pick a fight with one, it could get ugly. But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock, so the risk of introducing them to new worlds is minimal. Using them to clean up the terrormorphs and leeches, though, It's not going to be nearly as expedient as the microbe would be. Given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does matter. But going with the Aceles, we're at least dealing with known risks.
And with that said, I think that the Aceles is the correct way, because, well, if they can be kept as livestock, they would have multiple uses, both as livestock, but also as hunters of the leeches and the Terrormorphs. And if they are anything like, you know, whatever, elephants, rhinos, something like that, granted, animals you don't keep as livestock, that's true. But if they are like that, I mean, most likely that's the safest bet. Indeed, would take longer, that's true, but the safer bet. So both approaches to clearing our worlds are effective against heat leeches. Which method of dealing... Yeah, okay, we can just ask about that, but we kind of know that already.
They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account for heat leech anatomy.
And the Aceles seem like they're even better at tracking leeches than Morphs.
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch them. Like an open airlock guzzling angry spaghetti.
Well, I like that picture. So, okay, which one are you leaning towards?
Microbe is going to make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science. I also know math, and a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in, see if they have a preference.
And that's a good point. That is a good point. The Lazarus plant is what's causing the heat leeches, generally at least, to morph. I mean, as I said before, if you don't use the Lazarus plant, it takes several years for the leeches to actually morph. And the only person who really knows about the plant is Vivictus, and Orlace, who's dead. So I don't think there's a whole lot of risk for the Lazarus plant to be used, I think. Doesn't feel like it anyway. Alright then, let's go to the cabinet.
And here we go.
So is this going to be the end then? Potentially. So we basically just end the whole mission line with a bit of dialogue. Which is fine. I mean, I suppose we don't have to go and fight any Terrormorphs, so yes. Okay, oh, bloody hell. Didn't mean to butt in. So slow and steady up to the cabinet. You can almost walk in the stairs. Lovely, good job. So, yep, there they are. Lovely. So let's just go here.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terrormorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
It is very, very true. Is that the second report from who I think is from? So yep, don't worry, we found the culprit. That's correct, ma'am. It's a deliberate attack.
My God.
An attack? Using Terrormorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlace commit these attacks, Captain?
Orlace?
Nope, not really. He's dead. And did I kill him before or after the attacks? Should Hadrian tell them? Nah. The report isn't the whole truth. Orlace helped, but Vivictus organized the attacks.
It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use Terrormorphs as weapons.
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was going to end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling, considering Francois Sinon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
Now, yeah, okay, we have an emergency recorder snippet. Which one is that? Well, I play it, but I don't really remember which one that was.
It just transformed. A terrormorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this. And said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vivictus sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately.
Cool, but also, that recording said absolutely nothing about how he coordinated the attack on New Atlantis. So I don't know why we're moving forward, but okay. So, can ensure he has no more outside contacts. Here we go. Now I'm getting to this point. He used to use the functionaries to get his messages out. Maybe don't allow him to do that.
That's truly disconcerting to hear. But cutting off Vivictus's contact with the outside world is likely to be just the beginning of his punishment.
Which makes it sound like you might not actually execute him, if you know what I mean. Any chance you'll be willing to share what's gonna happen to him?
That will be up to the cabinet to decide. But I don't appreciate our mercy being taken advantage of.
That's a good response. So, ma'am, our request is slightly spared. He did help us against the Terrormorphs after all. Sort of. Vaguely. Whatever the cabinet thinks is the right course of action, good work would be better without Vivictus. No, I'm gonna say that, you know what? Fine. You'll probably be able to take the right decision here.
It's well past due. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
Okay, you could also just destroy it. Okay, indeed, what will those measures be then? Because I got access quite easily to a lot of information.
Well, luckily the natural hostility of Londinian makes keeping out trespassers relatively easy. But we'll ensure its growth is contained, that access to the plant is only permitted via highly regulated clearances, and that our troop presence on Londinian is increased.
Alright, well, that doesn't sound secure, but sure, whatever. Indeed, I think it should be wiped out, because what other use do we have for it? What did I... Oh, bloody hell. Right, I believe the other factions should be involved in securing the Lazarus plant. I don't think I agree with that one. But I do want to say that securing the plant isn't enough, we should wipe it out.
We're already discussing the elimination of one species, Captain. Explain to me why you wish to eliminate another.
It's a plant. Holy hell. Are you somehow... Are you romantically involved with the Lazarus plant? Okay, I'm shocked you don't want to destroy it. Is the UC planning to keep this for themselves? Destroying it and asking the Freestar Collective to help proves the UC has no ill intentions. Hard for anyone to commit your attacks with the plant if we erase any trace of it. Let's involve the Freestar Collective here. Let's have everyone in on it.
That is an idea with some merit to it. Decrease the likelihood of anything like this occurring again, and further relations between our two factions.
Two birds with a single stone. Very well. We'll include the collective in the removal process. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terrormorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aceles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps. The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terrormorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the Captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Well, as I said before, going with the Aceles is obviously the best idea because, among other things, they serve multiple purposes, or could. Okay, still have questions. Do we need to do anything? Shouldn't destroying the Lazarus plant be sufficient? We do want to. Well, that is actually a point, now that I think about it. That is a point. If we don't have the... Well, no, it's not a point. Because the heat leeches still morph. Like what we've been discussing with Hadrian is that on planets where humans go, there are eventually terrormorphs. Like even on the little mining planet that we started on had terrormorphs. So destroying the Lazarus plant is...
These are topics of the utmost importance. Take your time.
Yes. Yeah, destroying the Lazarus plant is not enough. The Lazarus plant only helps to speed things up. So no, that's not a good question or answer. Terrormorphs have caused enough damage, they need to be wiped out quickly. Or as a xenobiologist, which I'm also not, so I don't know why I get this, let's risk using an existing organism and making a new one. The Aceles is the wiser choice.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the Captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terrormorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, well, what's a Class 1 citizen? I hear you ask. And I do too. What the hell is that?
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive.
Well, I mean, sure, as long as I'm getting paid, I'm happy about that.
Then I expect you'll be quite pleased. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
Well, isn't that lovely? Alright then, how much do I get? 18,800 credits. That's basically nothing. But alright then, thank you, I suppose. And with that, we have a penthouse, you say. Submission updated, Light and Darkness. We should be done with that. We can speak to Commander Tuala. Now, what I wouldn't mind checking, and we're going to just do this, because the game is going to pause otherwise. I'm just going to go and check. I did get the achievement, which is lovely. A Legacy Forge is done. So, yep, with that said, I think we can... Oh, not yet. There we go. With that said, I think we can continue on this save, because apparently I do still get achievements. So lovely, lovely. Now, penthouse, you say. Let's check if I... Right. The updated thing was obviously the SNNL. Now, did I get... I did not get an activity to go to my penthouse apartment. But we have a bit more time in this episode, or could have a bit more time in this episode. So why don't we check what Tuala would be giving us, because I'm going to assume it's going to be repeatable stuff. But I want to see just what kind of repeatable stuff. I'm going to assume it's going to be Terrormorphs, but let's see.
Well, I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain.
Well, thank you. So... can you tell me what a Class 1 citizen is, in your words?
It's a high honor. Have to do something big for the colonies to earn that sort of designation. Only ever met a couple myself, and certainly never given one orders. You should be real proud.
I mean, it sounds like you should be real proud, but okay, yeah. What pace do I get for being this Class 1 thing, huh?
Luckily, I'm one step ahead of you. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount. And the credits should be in your accounts now. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. They should be able to grant you access.
And we get another 12,000, well that's lovely then. So, Aphelion Realty, okay. So where is that office, huh?
Just out the front door and across the plaza, by the embassies. Look for the Aphelion sign.
Okay, we shall do that. Rather drink engine oil than live in New Atlantis, but there you go. So glad to see the UC credit where credit is due.
Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate what you've done. But with all that squared, it's time to get you a new assignment. There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to use defending UC space. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up Terrormorphs. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out for any, new alien threats on the horizon. Any of those missions call to you?
Well, how about the Terrormorph thing, then?
Any chance to bag some bugs, right? Well, I can provide. Let me just check my logs. Okay, these coordinates should get you to your first target... there. These missions are straightforward. Proceed to the location, kill the critter before it can do any more harm. Just be smart out there. Don't want you getting banged up too bad on your first hunt. Supra et Ultra, Captain.
Supra et etc. Yes. Now, before we do that... Oh, what are you... Okay, never mind. That's just for the thing. So, you said across the Plaza Aphelion. We get any information about said thing? Also, you said embassy. Embassy is over here. Now, Aphelion, it's not like I recognize it.
I got no complaints.
Don't care about you guys. Aphelion? Is this Aphelion? Yes, this is Aphelion, right? Yes, I was here before. That's true. Hello. I need the keys to my penthouse.
Never a better time than right now to settle down and make New Atlantis home. If you're a citizen, of course.
Oh, I'm a citizen, and then some.
Well, if it isn't the United Colony's newest Class 1 citizen, you've made quite a name for yourself in New Atlantis. In fact, the higher-ups want to thank you for your dedicated service by giving you one of the nicest pieces of real estate in the city. It's a premium penthouse at the top of Mercury Tower. Best location in New Atlantis, in my professional opinion. What do you say? It'll just take a second to get you registered as the owner.
Why is this not already done? But sure, I'm interested.
Great. You're in for a real treat. It's one of my favorite apartments in the city. Okay, you're all set. Your new home's located in Mercury Tower in the residential district. You'll love the place. It has a gorgeous floor plan and an unbeatable view of the city. Now that you're an owner, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around town.
I mean, why would I be mingling with the likes of you? I don't know. Right, new penthouse. Let's go and check that out before we go and hunt ourselves a Terrormorph as a sort of celebration for finishing off this mission. And while we're on our way, kind of have to talk about the Crimson Fleet, because we have the Crimson Fleet still to do. And while I now am able to fly Class C ships, I kind of have to build a new one, don't I? And I'm not gonna do another bonus episode, don't worry about that. But I kind of want a new ship, maybe? So we'll see exactly how I handle that whole thing. Because I wouldn't mind buying, rather creating a brand new ship. I mean, I have... How much money do I have right now? I have 418,000 credits, which is ample enough, I think, to build a brand new ship. So I might do that between episodes, potentially, because it wouldn't be too... rather, I would still like to finish off that mission. But we'll see if I can bother. Because if I can't bother, well, I can't bother, and that's that. So, okay, Mercury Tower. Let's head on over to our penthouse. Here we go, and would you believe it, it's completely empty. Now can I... Yes, I can decorate, so that's kind of cool. We have a bunch of stuff that we can decorate with, should I want to. We have a mission board, well that's lovely. Mission board, self-service bounty clearance, mannequins, display stuff, we have decorations, we have furniture, etc, etc. So I could, if I wanted to, decorate this place, but let's just give it a proper look before. Get out of... there we go. Get out. There we go. So we do indeed have the Mercury Penthouse key out to the... Oh, look at that. Did you not say I had a view of the city? That's the wildlife of the city, but sure. And by the way, we can't go there. Over there. We can't go there if we want to, I think. There's a whole bunch of stuff outside the city that we haven't seen or visited. So let's just keep on... That's not a door. That's not a door. I like the fact that, yes, they were smart enough to protect that door in case any player had the audacity to, like, try and get up here. Oh, by the way, hello. You can't get out here. Can you make it up here? I mean, you could potentially get up via these, could you? I'm not so sure. Maybe with the right boost pack, you might actually be able to do that. That's a bit fun. Alright then, let's just keep on checking out. This is the lovely bathroom. I hate those kinds of toilets, but whatever. I'm not gonna fuss too much about that. We have... I'm not so sure what you would do here, really. Maybe have a sofa and a TV, potentially. Here might be the correct place. Yes, there we go. There's the view of the city. It's incredibly, incredibly tiny. Bethesda, you need to create larger cities, damn it. This needs to be the size of, like, Night City in Cyberpunk 2077 or something. And this is, of course... Oh, so this would be not the place where you have the sofa. This would be where you have the bed. Because this would be the ensuite bathroom. Yes, that's true. That is very true. Very swish and lovely. I mean, the place where you have the... And this is the alternate, or the guest room, I suppose, with another toilet. No, okay, cleaning room, lovely. But yes, this would be where you have the sofa and everything. I gotcha. So we go in here. We have what would probably be like a closet, I assume. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure how cool I think this is with the angle, because you can't really put a TV on the wall here. You'd have to have a very, very appropriate fastening situation to make it work. But apparently this is what we have in the future. So that's fine. Also, like, what's up with the What's up with this? This would be a pain to clean because you would have dust falling on these, like all of it. I don't know. Anyway, this is kind of nice. If you are one of the decorating personalities, you might want to do something with this. We also have a walk-in fridge, I'm assuming. That's a thing. Walk-in fridge. That's cool. And also, why in this day and age do we have this? Like, I know it's the future and everything, but why would fridges look like this? This is like a military fridge. Like, why would we have this? Obviously, there would be companies selling proper equipment, you know? I don't know. Some of the design decisions in this game is a bit weird. But alright then, let's see. We are going to end the episode. We're going to kill a Terrormorph, which I'm going to assume is not going to be terribly difficult. I am not even on that mission. Let's go to the mission. That would be here, I assume. No, is it still in here? No. All of them. There we go. Vanguard. Bug hunt. There we go. So that becomes a part of the Vanguard. Not the TMD or MTD or whatever it was. So we're going up to Cheyenne, as a matter of fact. Close by to Aquila. It's on Aquila. Oh, it's not on Aquila. It's on one of the moons. So there we go. We have a location. Decrepit Power Station is apparently where we're going. And bloody hell, we are dropped here, and would you know it, the Terrormorph is like right next by to us. Bloody hell, I didn't even have to move. So that's lovely. There are apparently 2 of them even. But let's see how good my gun is against these bastards. Not the... Oh, for the love of God. Did you just teleport? And this is not doing as much damage as I thought it would do. Not gonna lie. Ow. Potentially. Ow. Yeah. Go down. Did you burrow? Because that's not cool, man. That's not cool if you burrowed over here. Okay. Aromatic, I'll take that. I'll take sedative too. So, okay. This weapon, good, but not as good as I would assume it would be. So, okay, on this occasion, let's move. Oh. Why did I drop down there where my ship is here? That's weird. Let's go up here. Oh, hello. You did not see anything. There we go. Lovely. Shoot him in the face. There we go. Shoot him in the face. You're level 5 and I'm doing like ship damage to you. But on the other hand, this is also a Bethesda game. Oh, so you're not going to be able to do much against me. I'm just going to shoot you in the butt. Butt kill. There we go. Mission rewards, XP, money, etc. etc. And a bit of spices, sedatives, and there we go. That's how you do one of those missions. And is there anything else that we need to do in here? Kind of feels like this place has been shut to hell a little bit, which would make it reasonable that it is indeed decrepit at this point. And we have some stuff, but I'm thinking about this thing. Can we enter this thing, or is it just yeah, we can oh crap, we can absolutely enter. Lovely. Anything fun in here? Some credits, a molecular sieve, I'll take that. I don't think we have a lot of those, so okay, well, that's that, I suppose. So okay, nothing too bad. But yeah, even against Terrormorphs, this weapon, being as good as it is and me being upgraded as much as I am, it still did not do a whole lot of damage to its armor, which is a bit sad. But anyway, that means that we're done with this. I'll give the whole ship thing a think. And if I feel like I want to try my hands on the Crimson Fleet mission again, we'll see. Again, I can have a better ship. But if we go into ships, like what I could potentially do, the Kepler R, I don't care about the Kepler R. I don't think I want to mess this one up, namely, or first, because it looks kind of cool. That's number 1, and number 2, because it feels like a slightly more specific ship thing. Like I really like this thing, and I'm gonna try to think about that when I create my own ship, if I do. Yes, and then the Razor Leaf, obviously I don't want to mess around with this one because, again, it's a pretty cool little ship, but it is an A ship, and this is also an A ship, or a reactor. The Frontier A, and this one is C now because I've upgraded it, but I kind of need to make it a bit better. But I had problems with the shields, and if you look at the shields on this ship, 1450, 800, 700, 390, 440. This has bucket loads of shields, and even with bucket loads of shields, it still fails to hold very long, so I need even more, or try to. So if I feel like I have the time, I might be inclined to do a bit of ship building before we continue with the Crimson Fleet missions. And that is before we do the sort of final bits of the game completely, if I have to assume something about getting the last artifact, because it does feel like that would be the thing. So we shall see. I might indeed repurpose the Kepler R. Just basically remove... It looks like a bloody monster. So in truth, it does feel like this became the Homer of that episode, but indeed the Chris. But, yep, it looks completely screwed up. And I kind of like it. But yes, I might repurpose this one. That might be what I do. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. If not, I might actually just leave the Crimson Fleet mission and not finish it. Because I really do not wish to try that space fight over and over and over again. So yeah, if I haven't done a ship, we shall continue with the last artifact and see where that takes us, if that is like the last step, which it sounds like, or if indeed there are more bits and pieces to be done after that. So all of that is coming in the next episode. For now though, this has been ghostmutgaming with me, Christopher. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.